2, 3.
Next question comes from Anonymous in our Facebook group. Again.
Wow.
Yeah, they're
Anonymous is really clueless.
Yeah.
They ask so many questions.
I look at it and I think Anonymous is one of our super fans. Yes. Yeah. Anonymous is a super fan.
Yeah.
Jacob, be honest. These are your questions, aren't they?
No, but it's an incredible idea to pipe my own questions. This one comes from Anonymous. Why is Jacob the best host on the Nomadicare show? I mean, come on. Yeah. Anonymous asks, I started working with a recruiter and he ghosted me. Is this typical? I submitted all my documentation and completed the skills checklist. Can I request a new recruiter or should I just move on to another company?
Okay, first of all, you submitted your skills checklist, all your paperwork. That recruiter
Drop in the bag.
is so lame. It is so hard to get a traveler to give a skills checklist and all of their paperwork. So first of all, you're a dream traveler, and yes, you should have a recruiter that is equally as good to you. So I can't believe they would get all that paperwork in and ghost you.
Okay, we say drop the bag. We're harsh on this recruiter. Recruiters are people too, right? Something could have happened. They could have had an emergency. They left. They have a poor follow-up. I don't want to bash recruiters on this show, but yes, they drop in the bag.
Yeah, I'm more saying good job, traveler.
Oh yeah, this traveler is amazing.
Yeah, getting all the paperwork in. Yeah, there's a few things you can do. First, expectations. How long did they ghost you for? Sometimes travelers have the expectation that, you turn a skills checklist in, they should be calling you within the hour. What's going on? Really, recruiters have a turnaround time of typically same day if you're actually actively submitting to jobs, you're waiting for interviews.
If you're in like a two-way
stage
conversation.
of it. Yeah, and you guys already have kind of a relationship built, especially if you're texting. Texting is quick these days, and it's a very common way for quicker response time with recruiters than when you have to talk on the phone, which is harder. When you're at the beginning stages of the relationship with the recruiter, maybe they'll call you the next day. Still really normal and not crazy. But if they're ghosting you for honestly more than 24 hours, that is a long time for a recruiter. But it could be one of these things. They're out of the office and you didn't realize it. They're on vacation. Something happened with their child. Because like Jacob was saying, like they are human and their jobs are tough. A lot of times they're expected to work over the weekends and into the evenings. And people can be really hard on them when they even miss like a day or two of getting back to travelers.
And they're working with dozens of people at any given time. Like really deeply, dozens of people at any given time, hundreds of people at a surface level. And then they probably have just like thousands of like traveler leads coming through their company, right?
Yeah. First thing I would check out is expectations. So expectations is how long are you expecting it to take for the recruiter to get back to you before you're calling it ghosting. 24 hours is a reasonable time for a recruiter to get back to somebody. If it's urgent, very urgent, you guys are supposed to submit that day and they're not getting back to you, that's weird. That's strange. And they should always have a backup recruiter you can go to because that's more of the fast-paced time. And even maybe up to 2 days is acceptable in parts where it's not urgent. You're not submitting right then. You've just got some questions about the industry. You're not going to start traveling for 2 months. That's not crazy at all. So first, just see if your expectations are in line.
Yep.
If they're taking 3 days, 4 days to get back to you, there are a lot of recruiters who are much quicker at response time. Okay, I could switch recruiters and have a better experience where recruiters are getting back to me faster.
Yeah.
And so you sound like a great traveler. You got your paperwork in. I don't know the whole story, how long it took or anything like that.
What does ghosted mean? Is ghosted 3 days or is this 3 weeks? I haven't heard from this person.
But let's just make the assumption they really did ghost you and you've reached out to them several times as well.
With no response back.
And no response back. And I guess that's the other caveat. Remembering it's a two-way relationship. Sometimes travelers feel like I should be able to kick back. The recruiter should call me multiple times. And then if I decide to text them, they should text right back. Recruiters are insanely busy job, a very hard job, especially once they get going and have a big desk. So I think being a proactive traveler only serves us. So did you reach out to them once and they never heard back? Or did you reach out a few times and give them a little bit of that like benefit of the doubt at the beginning? Okay, so let's say they ghosted you, they are not writing you back and you tried. Then I would say for sure, get a new recruiter, but that doesn't mean you need to go to a new company. There's 2 levels to figuring out who you should work with. Level 1 is you've got to be with the right company. Different companies have access to different jobs. So if you're trying to get to a certain region, or let's say you are a traveler who wants outpatient only, or schools only, or you really love Oregon. There are certain companies that are just amazing at those specific kind of jobs that other companies don't have.
Totally.
So if one recruiter inside that company is suddenly not talking to you, you be doing yourself a disservice to leave that whole company and all the access to jobs they have to go to another company because one recruiter didn't talk to you, because it's just one recruiter. So they're really not a good fit. Great. Don't leave the good company if that's a company you want to stick with. You can simply ask for a new recruiter. You can call into the main desk and say, hey, this is a traveler. Can I talk to the recruiter manager? I just have a question. And they'll usually connect you right away. And you can say, hey, I would love to work with your company. And I really would like to work with a brand new recruiter.
Yeah, fresh start.
Now, fresh start, and just be friendly about it. No, non-confrontational, no big deal. It happens. And maybe a lot of times the recruiter manager's first line of defense is, hey, why don't we try to reconnect you? Why don't we give it a fresh start? I'll talk to them. And the reason for that is because it can be competitive inside of staffing agencies, and there can be a bit of awkwardness when one recruiter takes another recruiter's traveler, depending on how deep that relationship already was. And the recruiter managers know this, and they know they're taking away potential commission, money from one recruiter and giving it to another. So sometimes their first thing is, can we do something to make it better? Now, if you have decided, no, I really want a new recruiter, do not feel bad about that and expect a little bit of pushback. That's normal. And you can just stick to your guns and say, nope, I really want a new one. I'll stay with your company. I want to work with your company. I don't want to work it out. I'd like a new one. And then they'll typically be like, okay, great. And if you know for sure what you're looking for in a recruiter, tell them so they can give you that type of recruiter. Say, I want someone who has time. I want someone who will write back within 24 hours. That is the most important to me.
Yeah.
And so that way they can communicate that. And then when you meet that new recruiter, you can also start it that way. Be like, I'm so excited to work with you. I'm a great traveler. I get my paperwork in. I want a recruiter who will get back to me within one day. Is this good for us? Is that your style? And just make sure. Yeah. And then, you can move forward and still have that great company.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then side note, we at Nomadicare, we are the recruiter matchmakers of the industry. So there's two things to know about that. One, sometimes it's hard to know if you're with the company that has those really cool outpatient jobs or school jobs or jobs in Oregon, etc. The unique jobs. We will match you to the right company for your goals. So you can do that on nomadicare.com/match. But then also, if you get matched by us, we have all of our recruiters are vetted. We hold them accountable. They're really great recruiters. But let's say you get matched and it wasn't a click for you. You didn't love that person, but you still need that company. We take the awkwardness away. You don't have to go through the manager. You literally just go through us and we rematch you to a different recruiter inside that company, and you don't have to deal with the awkwardness. We just write them and it's really no big deal. It happens and it's not a big deal. So you don't have to be super stressed about it if you want to switch. Yeah.
Cool. Well,
love the question.
Great question.
Thank you, Anonymous.
Nice to meet you, hello. Never been here before, but I feel like I'm home. Yeah, 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 yeah. Put my feet on the road, meet me over the coast. We got places to go. Yeah, yeah, yeah.